Hello everyone and welcome back to the WWE 13 Universe. We have escaped Los Angeles. We're here in Boston, Massachusetts. Light heavyweight title on the line to kick things off. Zack Ryder, the light heavyweight champion, in his third reign with the title. He is defending it here tonight against the man who defeated him last week, X-Pac. We got a rematch from last week's opening matchup. Title at stake here tonight. Zack Ryder has got to bounce back from last week's loss. He told X-Pac, "I'll give you a shot under one condition. Leave Shawn Michaels in the back and we'll make it a deal." Has that been honored? Let's find out. From what I can tell, there is no Shawn Michaels with X-Pac right now. It looks like he has actually honored this and come alone, which was Zack Ryder's only term. He wants to prove to X-Pac that X-Pac needed Shawn Michaels to defeat him last week. So this is a crucial matchup for Zack Ryder. He's really not allowed to lose this one now, since X-Pac has honored that request. Let's see what goes down in this one-on-one matchup. I hate these videos, these entrances where the video constantly flashes on the screen. It's very disorienting. I don't really know about a term for it. Sorry, it's happening again. I'm hitting that stride where the moment I sit down to record I start yawning. Just can't win with that. And I've started a small work holiday as of today, so the goal is to record as much of this as I can and just keep going and hope for what happened the last time I got a couple weeks off of work, which is I recorded my ass off and there was like a whole month of uploads for this series. Now that was W12 where I could record 3 episodes in a sitting, whereas this time around I can only really generally record 2, so that will probably affect it a little bit. But we'll see how things go. The goal, if I can help it, is to get to SummerSlam. That's kind of what I'm setting myself as, like, how far I'd like to record to. I think I'd like to try and get to, like, SummerSlam. I've been making a lot of booking plans all the way up to about SummerSlam. I've got some to the Survivor Series at the moment, and I'd like to kind of play them out before I forget about them. As I try to kind of write things in advance, generally, as you all know by now. In the corner goes Ryder as X-Pac has started this one off in control. I left this one down to fate. I'm actually okay with whatever the outcome. Been told that we're going to get some comments from the newly crowned Intercontinental Champion later on in the night. The Rock has got a thing or two to say about finally having captured Championship Gold. I can't wait to hear exactly what it is that man has got to say. A lot of people have been in strong support of The Rock for a long time, and he is finally now wearing Championship Gold, much to the dismay of The Miz, who was taking a step away from the ring momentarily following this loss. He's going to reevaluate things a little bit, what he wants to do next. Interesting to see what The Miz's next move is, as Zack Ryder comes off the top with a nice leg drop there. That's his name, Zack Ryder. X-Pac now catching Ryder here. What's he going to do? We got ourselves a suplex in the ring. Yeah. Tonight's main event, Vader returns to action. 2 weeks ago, he was assaulted by the Legacy. Last week, Randy Orton's cohorts, Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes, taken down in a 2-on-1 handicap against a angry giant in the likes of Kevin Nash. But here tonight, Randy Orton must now face the music after what he got his boys to do to Vader a couple weeks ago. Tonight, Vader returns to action. He will face Randy Orton one-on-one. We've also got a special referee match coming your way between Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett after last week Barrett took out Justin Gabriel. We have been told that Barrett wants control over the core. He wants the core to become his own thing, and he wants the final say. He wants the power over the core. Justin Gabriel, of course, not willing to add Barrett to the group, let alone put him in charge of him and Heath Slater. So Barrett has said, simply put, the group is a matter of two people. And I don't think we're getting a lot of what Heath Slater wants. So here tonight, Heath Slater will be the special guest referee in a one-on-one match between Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett. And I believe we're to see his allegiance in that matchup. I'm very curious to see exactly what it is that Heath Slater will decide on doing. I mean, he's been teaming with Justin Gabriel for a long time, but Barrett drives a hard bargain in saying that that team has never really benefited Heath Slater. It has always been about Justin Gabriel and what Gabriel wants. Also got Raw Roulette coming your way. Another superstar will be added to the fray for the Money in the Bank ladder match so far, consisting of Booker T, Justin Gabriel. Oh, nice heel kick there by X-Pac. And Shane McMahon as of last week. It was a pin attempt by X-Pac, but that wasn't enough to get the job done. We're going to find out participant number 4 here tonight. Then another Raw Roulette match. And also up next, following this matchup, after last week's 3-on-1 attack on Layla, Layla has requested that she gets things a little bit more fair. She's willing to take on 2-on-1, just not 3-on-1. So Brie Bella has been put to the side for tonight, and it will be Layla. It will be Stephanie McMahon and Kelly Kelly up against Layla, and a partner of Layla's choosing, if she is lucky enough to find a partner. That is. From behind. X-Pac really getting the best of Zack Ryder right now as he goes for a cover, but nope, that is not enough. Back and forth continuing between these sides as we get a wrist lock here by Zack Ryder. Definitely not looking to be as advantageous as I think he wanted to be. Kind of told X-Pac tonight, put up or shut up. You can't win without Sean at ringside, and I'll prove it. And right now, Zack Ryder is getting bested by X-Pac, if you ask me. Challenger is really putting the champion in his place, and I think we're coming close to the end of Zack Ryder's third reign as light heavyweight champion right now. The back flattens X-Pac on the mat. Ryder in control. He grabs the boot there. X-Pac kicks him off. And okay, that's an interesting little sequence there, but it's Zack Ryder standing tall coming out of it. Reversal. X-Pac once again. I really feel like he should cover into cross into a pin with that move. Off the ropes with a crossbody.
Sometimes when you go high risk, you crash and burn. And sometimes you knock it out of the park. And that was a perfect example of hitting it big. You hear how his leg connected? I could really have to tap out right here.
Trying a submission hold, and I think at this point you're noticing the light heavyweight champion getting a little bit desperate. Things do not seem to be going his way. Here's another cover, no. Oh, forearm by Ryder. X-Pac's been laid out. Okay, Ryder driving the knee into the back as he pulls back the arms. Is he going to be able to get a victory here? No. Say, really getting desperate to be constantly going for these submission holds. We know Zack Ryder is not a submission-based wrestler. This has got to be an act of desperation, some kind of last-ditch effort to try and best X-Pac, who has really been putting the champion in his place. I think he's kind of showing Zack Ryder that he doesn't need Shawn Michaels to beat him. Big heel kick once again. That's got to be it. That has got to be it. Look at the blood on the face of... Oh my god. Blood on the face of Zack Ryder, and yet he still continues to fight on. What point? Okay, X Factor, here we go. I was about to say, at what point are we going to see the end of Zack Ryder? I think we might have just there. Cover by X-Pac, new light heavyweight champion to kick off Monday Night Raw. What a way to start this week's episode. Zack Ryder's championship reign coming to an end. X-Pac really coming into his own and proving that he could win the title without Shawn Michaels. Well, I think that's quite a natural fit. X-Pac has finally won the light heavyweight championship. One has to question what the future holds for Zack Ryder now. If you ask me personally, I think it's time for him to move on from that championship. I think Zack Ryder has proven all that he needs to. You know, he's won the title 3 times. He's down as one of the best to have ever held it. Perhaps it's time to step on to something bigger, greener pastures, so to speak. Right now, X-Pac is victorious as we move towards our next match of the night. The Women of Raw in action, a tag team match. It's Kelly and Stephanie McMahon up against Layla and a partner, if she can find one. Well, last week, Kelly got a suspicious submission victory once again. Honestly, it just goes to show sometimes things will never change. Kelly picking up a submission victory over Layla, despite the fact that Layla never tapped out. She never gave up in that 3-on-1 last week. The referee suddenly called for the bell. And of course, who were the referees employed by? Well, none other than the Raw General Manager, aka the father of Stephanie McMahon, the one that has really started all of this. It's not exactly hard to read between the lines and see what's going on here. Stephanie McMahon has very quickly found herself in the center of a lot here on Raw, but I think she's quite enjoying the opportunity that has just kind of flown her way since making her debut. She hasn't exactly struggled to get screen time. Every week we seem to be seeing this woman here on Raw. She's really hogging the spotlight, so to speak. Despite the fact that she's not been too great, she has now got a victory under her belt, albeit a very questionable one. She seems confident enough. Guess we'll see what happens. Here comes Layla. I don't know who she's got as a tag team partner tonight. I really think the color red is any kind of hint. I don't really know. The women's division of Raw is not exactly that huge. There is all in all 7 women. 3 of them are Stephanie, Kelly, and Brie Bella, who seem to all be on the same page. And you got Layla against them. That leaves all of 3 other women here on Raw. So, guess we can expect one of those 3. If not, maybe the return of a former tag team partner, which would be pretty great to see. Coming out of retirement, perhaps. What do we got here? Okay, the women's champion, Tiny Shiny. That's a great partner to have. Very appropriate timing for Tiny Shiny to be making her entrance here tonight. Of course, Tiny Shiny... Tiny Shiny's so terrible. Tiny Shiny, coming down to the ring here tonight, holding what is formerly Kelly's Women's Championship. This is actually Tiny Shiny's first appearance, I believe, since winning the Women's Championship for the second time. A lot of people have said that her kryptonite Karma, they were kind of each other's kryptonite really, they were very evenly matched all of the time, but they are on separate shows now. So really, who's going to be able to take down Tiny Shiny now? Layla is of course the partner of Tiny Shiny, so I guess she's not exactly going to be gunning for a title opportunity anytime soon. Sorry for all the chair noises. It's a very noisy chair, and also my leg is very itchy. The lower half of my leg. I really don't know why. The calves, as they call them. Holla holla, Kelly Kelly. What a great sign. That tiny bit of pink on Layla's attire really bugs me, but this is her default attire. I realise I've been using my custom ones a lot, but I've barely been using the default in-game ones, so I thought for this one I'd go through with that. Oh my god, I need to set up the Raw Roulette. Oh no, I forgot to set up the Raw Roulette. No! I normally reveal the match type, but I completely forgot to set up for Roulette. Oh no. It's normally. Don't start playing loads of ads and fucking blocking my typing. Don't do that. Right, I'm just trying to write it real quick off the top of my head. I think that's all of the match types there can be. Okay, yes. I'll bookmark this so I don't have to write it up again. Did you see that knee? I did not, because I've been typing up real desperately and quickly. I've been typing up the wheel as quick as I can. Don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to spoil anything. Yep, there's another one I can remember. And there's another one. And there's another one. And there's another one. And here's another one. And here's another one. Tiny Shiny, you gotta put Stephanie McMahon through a table. That's the boss's daughter. Are you sure this is a good choice? 9-2-5! My god. Just smashing her through a table.
Stephanie has really had her bell rung tonight. She wants back in this match in the worst way.
Okay, I think I've got all of fuck off Yahoo ads. I think I've got all of the stipulations down to all the ones I could remember. The only thing that's missing now is the Raw roster, which I'll need to pull up separately anyway, because it's a list of everyone who's not on tonight's show, which I do not currently have, admittedly. But that part is usually a surprise reveal as they're making their entrances anyway. So we've got what we need. We've got the participants' number and stipulations wheel. Goes for a cover? No. Keeps the midsection. Tiny Shiny really getting hands-on with Stephanie McMahon. That is the, as I said before, that is the boss's daughter. You got to be careful here if that's such a good idea or not. Goes for a cover again. Stephanie quick to kick out. Layla really got the back of Tiny Shiny here tonight. You got to respect that. That is the women's champion that she's teaming with. It's good to see these two on the same page. Kick to the midsection. Tiny Shiny flattens. Flattening Stephanie McMahon as we see the cover here on Miss McMahon. And there it is. Tiny Shiny pinning Mr. McMahon's daughter. That is not going to go down well with corporate. McMahon is not going to be thrilled by that one. But Tiny Shiny and Layla are victorious. Did you just say the agents? They're not a team. They're not an official team. Alright, so what kind of stipulation can we look forward to in the next matchup? Well, I can now tell you that it is going to be a fatal 4-way. But what kind of fatal 4-way is it going to be? Many different stipulations spinning on this wheel. And it's very, very laggy. We have got ourselves... Come on! We have got ourselves a fatal 4-way table match in which the winner will be headed to Money in the Bank. Will join Shane McMahon, who qualified last week, as well as Booker T and Justin Gabriel. Very curious to see what 4 participants we're going to have in the Raw Roulette match that is next. Please welcome the new Intercontinental Champion, The Rock. Rock, you went through so much turmoil over the last year. What are your thoughts now that you finally captured championship gold? The people have waited and waited for almost an entire year for The Rock to capture championship gold. That you are right about. But as The Rock dropped The Miz with the rock bottom and pinned him 1, 2, 3, he looked down at the crowd and saw them on their feet cheering, and suddenly it flashed before The Rock's eyes. Cheering and supporting. Wishful faces across the crowd as Kofi Kingston walks into the 2011 Royal Rumble event in place of The Rock and squanders an opportunity The Rock busted his ass to earn. Fans packing an arena and chanting and cheering at WrestleMania 2 as The Rock is left off the damn show despite his rise to the top. And most ridiculous of all, The Rock sitting backstage on Monday nights watching a room packed to the brim with jabronis cheering in support for Justin Gabriel. A man who drugged The Rock. A man who physically tortured The Rock, psychologically tortured The Rock, and cost him opportunity after opportunity. Well, The Rock gives a big middle finger to Justin Gabriel as I took your shot last week and did what you'll never do, which is win the Intercontinental Championship. But it's also a middle finger to all those mouth-breathing jabronis who fill these arenas and watch at home, cheering for people like The Miz and Justin Gabriel and calling me overrated. To all you out there who can't appreciate The Rock, it doesn't matter what you think. The Rock has begun his reign as soon to be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. So get in line and smell exactly what it is that The Rock is cooking. We got ourselves a 4-way table match. This is going to be chaotic. And here comes the first randomly picked participant. Just remember the way that the roulette works is anyone who is not booked for tonight's episode of Raw will be competing in this matchup. But speaking of people who aren't competing here tonight, I gotta say, what a statement from the new Intercontinental Champion, The Rock, prior to this matchup. I gotta say, I'm a little bit shocked to hear the change in attitude with him, but you almost kind of understand where the guy's coming from, what it is that kind of made him think the way he's thinking. But it's a little disheartening. This is a man who's had a lot of support for a long time. Speaking of guys who've had support quite a bit, here comes one now, Bret the Hitman Hart. What a great potential participant in the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. Bret Hart and Brian Pillman, two superstars setting foot in the ring at the same time for the first time here tonight. in this universe. I'm very curious to see what's going to go down between these guys. Of course, the table match, for those who do not know, this is not an elimination style matchup. Simply put, the first person to put someone through a table will qualify for the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. It can end in an instant. These entrances could end up being longer than the match itself. You never know. Right now, I gotta say already, this is a pretty greatly stacked matchup. Bret Hart and Brian Pillman. Looking forward to seeing who is next. Okay, Cody Rhodes. 1/3 of the Legacy. Well, last week he was unfortunate. He did not win in the 2-on-1 handicap match against Kevin Nash. I can't imagine he's feeling 100% here tonight. Of course, Kevin Nash is exempt from being a part of these qualifiers, as he will be competing at the 2011 Money in the Bank event against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. That is a confirmed one-on-one matchup after Kevin Nash defeated the Legacy 2-on-1 last week. He earned that WWE title shot. We've been told that if Vader can beat Randy Orton in the main event, it could become a triple threat, though. There is still time. Cody Rhodes is confident and cocky as ever, making his way down to the ring here tonight. This is 3 of the 4 participants who will be the 4th randomly selected superstar in this match. Oh! Normally when The Rock's theme music hits, the fans absolutely erupt, but here tonight they're a little bit more hesitant after being repeatedly called mouth-breathing jabronis by the new Intercontinental Champion. He has made it quite clear that he does not really appreciate anyone, and can kind of feel the difference in attitude as he makes his way to the ring here tonight. Something just feels a little bit off, a little bit more aggressive from the Intercontinental Champion. Made his Raw debut last week, winning the Intercontinental title from The Miz. He comes down to the ring here tonight, and as I say, you can almost feel like this disdain towards the live crowd, and Bret Hart really mouthing off at the corner there. It's a match I think I'd love to see in the future, Bret Hart and The Rock. He's all business tonight, the Intercontinental Champion. Wow. What an entrance. He changed his attitude, changed his tune, quite literally. Can The Rock qualify for the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match? What are the odds of that being the 4th guy in this qualifier after the statement he just made? Side suplex takes down Cody Rhodes. Bret Hart outside the ring, grabbing the first table of the matchup. And of course, the announce table does also count as a table in this matchup. It is literally any hardwood surface you can smash your opponent through that stands on legs or holds things on top of it. Brian Pillman grabbing a hold of the Intercontinental Champion, The Rock. And of course, that's the thing as well, is The Rock is a added target in this match. As needless to say, no matter what happens here, The Rock is, you know, if you can beat The Rock, if you can put The Rock through a table, no doubt about it, you'll do an Intercontinental title shot, perhaps.
And another table has entered the match. How much damage did that do? A lot from the looks of it.
2 tables set up in the ring, and you got to think these guys are going to have their eyes on the prize. They're all going to be very fixated on trying to wrap this one up fast. Interesting to see who joins the fray right now. Booker T, Justin Gabriel, Shane McMahon. Already a pretty great looking Money in the Bank ladder match you got there on hand. And oh! I believe that does not count there. Brian Pillman simply moved out of the way. It was The Rock that put The Rock through a table. Arguably, you could say that The Rock should have won the match there, but oh, Bret Hart, hold on. Whoa! Okay, and again, see gravity. Bret Hart through that table. That was not Cody Rhodes. You have to have actually been put through the table by your opponent. That is a requirement in this matchup in order to take the loss.
Things are about to get extreme. Easy with that.
Brian Pillman taking the Rock over to the table. Sets him up on top. Pillman now. We're going to fly perhaps with the Rock. With the reversal. Back and forth these two go. Drop kick. Now I don't even know what just happened there. You're going to have to really wear down your opponent before you can put them through one of these hardwood tables. And it takes a lot of guts, a lot of damage dealt to the participant. Brian Pillman set up on a table by the Intercontinental Champion. What is The Rock looking to do here? Looks like The Rock is going to fly. Elbow drop. Oh, and Brian Pillman rolls out of the way.
A swift kick. What a backbreaker.
So much carnage, so many tables destroyed already in this matchup. And yet, not one has been due to someone being put through one.
That weapon is about as legal as a headlock. What a punch.
Well, Roulette continues to give you some of the most unique matches you'll see all week round. Several superstars have had fair shots at competing in the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. There have been a few that still have not had their chance, namely, I believe Shawn Michaels hasn't been in a qualifier. It's kind of the one that stands out the most to me. For those that want to know how the Money in the Bank qualifiers all came to be, the first qualifier took place between Justin Gabriel and The Miz, in which Gabriel defeated The Miz via roll-up. The second was the very first Money in the Bank, the very first Raw Roulette matchup, which was a 2 out of 3 falls triple threat match between Hudiko, the Great Khali, and the winner of that match, I want to say the Big Show, Booker T. And then just last week, Shane McMahon qualified for Money in the Bank, and I actually can't remember who he faced now. I believe R-Truth was involved. I can't actually remember who was in that one now. Maybe Shawn Michaels was in last week, so I think he was actually.
What's he think he's gonna do with that?
I'm not too sure.
Looks like he's having trouble staying.
I don't even remember what kind of a match it was now last week. I think it was a ladder match, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I pretty sure it was.
Struggling for control.
Wow, I really don't remember last week's matchup.
And he's forced back in the ring. A bit of a test of strength here.
Whew. Oh, maybe one of these guys was in it then. I don't actually remember, to be completely honest. I mean, I know The Rock wouldn't have been.
A battle of wills now. Oh no! Oh my gosh! I thought he was going to get leveled there.
Everyone trying to put each other through tables. I feel like they got to focus on doing more damage to the opponent. The moment everyone's reflexes kicking into play as quick as they go to put them through a table, they're rolling out of the way. Of course, we've been told if this match ends in a no contest, if we do not have a winner declared by the end of the time limit, then none of the guys will qualify for the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match, which could be a really big game changer. Bret Hart set up on that table by Cody Rhodes. What is Cody going to do? Apparently he's going to do nothing. I appreciate why they got their eyes on the prize, but I stand by my statement. You got to do more. You can't just expect a victory right off the bat. Who was in that qualifier last week? I really can't remember. I know The Miz faced The Rock last week. I know Barrett wasn't in. I don't think he was in that. I think Barrett was in last week's qualifier. Thinking on it. Barrett, Michaels, Truth, and Shane in a ladder match.
Oh my gosh! He's been set up again.
Oh, going up top. Drops again, failing to put him through the table. This match continues to go on between these guys, and it's like Bret Hart has finally realized the time has come. You gotta wear your opponent out first.
The kick connects. There's the counter by Rhodes. The Hitman.
The Hitman.
A textbook suplex. Wait a minute.
Great back and forth between Bret Hart and Cody Rhodes inside the ring, whilst Brian Pillman and The Rock grab tables on the outside. We've been told that our next matchup is going to be a very interesting one, as whichever side Heath Slater decides to go with, whether it be Barrett or Justin Gabriel, they will receive a World Tag Team Championship match next week that is Sons of Darkness due in defending those tag team titles. We've not just seen the champions ever since overcoming the power trip once more in a TLC match. They have not been in action since. Perhaps waiting their turn to maybe land in the Royal Roulette, but that hasn't exactly worked out in their favor. But next week, they cannot take part in a Money in the Bank qualifier, as they will be defending their World Tag Team Championships against a team. Will that team be Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater, or will it be Wade Barrett and Heath Slater? Either way, the core are challenging for the championships. I'm just very curious to see which version of it we're going to get. Is it going to be this new version? Is Barrett really going to have gotten to the head of Heath Slater? I mean, as I say, you know, Slater has very much been a backing character in the Justin Gabriel story. But Heath Slater has always been very supportive of his friend Justin Gabriel in this situation. He has always had his back. I'm very curious to see how things work out. So many implications in tonight's matches. Rock setting Brian Pillman up on a table there. Again, looking to dive through. Brian Pillman perfectly catches the Rock. Oh, that was close. Back body drop sends the Rock flying. Two singles matches going on at the same time right now. Bret Hart and Cody really going at it, whilst The Rock and Pillman really getting each other's throat. Cody Rhodes set up on that table. Bret Hart going to really try this one again. It hasn't worked out thus far, but Cody on the table. Okay, that was almost it, but again, roll it out of harm's way just in the nick of time. So many destroyed tables, but none that were at the hands of their opponent.
Series ends in deadlock. Neither one of these superstars can afford to give their opponent the upper hand. Uh-oh, he's got it again. Rock continuing to deliver a beating with that.
I believe at this point, next week's qualifier will very much be a second chance based, I'd imagine. A lot of superstars from Raw have had their shot at qualifying for Money in the Bank. I think those that haven't thus far include Ted DiBiase, Vader. Vader could obviously still stand a chance at maybe qualifying. Cody Rhodes coming off the top. Oh, he missed. Who else? Zack Ryder hasn't had a shot yet. X-Pac. Obviously the Disciples, but they'll be in Tag Team Championship competition. Heath Slater hasn't had a shot, I don't believe. I think I've already said that, though. There's a few. Of course, Heath Slater will also be busy next week. But second chances are a thing. They are an opportunity that present themselves, and it could be that one of the guys in this match gets a second chance at qualifying for 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. Brian Pillman! Oh my god, that was close. If they just try to weaken their opponents a little bit more rather than constantly trying to go for the kill, maybe they'd get the job done. Cody doesn't do it. Okay. Yep. So many broken tables, no winners. That is what we have got so far. The only way to win is to put your opponent through a table, not yourself. And not your opponent moving out of the way, because that still counts as you putting yourself through the table. Even Hunico's had a shot at qualifying for the Money in the Bank so far. He was in the first Raw Roulette match. feel like we really got a taste of what we were in for with Raw Roulette when we got the Great Khali, Hunico, and Booker T in a triple threat, in a 2 out of 3 falls triple threat. I feel like that really encaptured the spirit of the Raw Roulette and what it's all about. Great moment for Booker T though. Bret Hart, okay, still no. Rock now got Brian Pillman on the table. Taking too long. Oh, I mean, this could be it. Brian Pillman could easily send the Rock through the table. No, never mind. Wishful thinking at its finest. These guys have 20 minutes to put one guy through a table. You know, I was saying at the start that it could end in an instant. I never really expected this. These guys clearly have their okay, never mind. I really thought that was going to be it. Brian Pillman laying on the table. Rock puts himself through a table. Can't even be excited anymore when it goes to happen. I gotta just know it's not really it. I feel like the best way to see this one end is maybe a finisher through a table, but I just don't think they're going to get one in time because they're not really working the match that much. Wait a minute.
That could be a cat. Whoa!
Not even able to react to these table spots anymore. There's been too many. Bret Hart, he's realized the weakest table in the building.
Hey, a table? There's a table.
He's not wrong. That's a good one to go for. And it does count. Brian Pillman, oh, he might have the right mind here. The Rock. I gotta keep an eye on both bits here. The Rock saying, just bring it to Brian Pillman as he's laid against the table. A little bit of an odd time to do that. Bret Hart trying to maybe... Oh my god, Cody's head just bounced off that table that was sloped up against the ring. Bret might have the right move in mind here. Cody Rhodes is set up on the announce table. It is one of the easiest ways to win this match. Puts him through... No, he doesn't! Cody Rhodes rolled out of the way at the nick of time. Wow, look at that. What a quick backflip by Cody Rhodes, and Bret is just up to his feet. It didn't even harm him. That literally put Epico out of commission for weeks over on ECW. But Bret Hart just got right back up. You're killing the business, Bret. Brian Pillman. And The Rock. Going at... Oh. Too fixated on trying to get the victory as quick as possible. I stand by that statement. You've got to wear your opponent down first. When are these guys gonna get it? 15.5 minutes passed in this table matchup. This week's Raw Roulette, which at the moment is looking at me like it's not going to end with a new participant in the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank. So much great potential in this match, and unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see any of them end up in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't think a single one of these guys is headed to it. Not at this rate. Brian Pillman setting the table up in the corner. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to keep bopping the fucking microphone there. Bret Hart got the Rock on the table. Raked to the eyes by Brian Pillman. Cody Rhodes and Pillman now locking up whilst the Rock, the Intercontinental Champion, and Bret Hart, oh my god, face off in the corner. This is the match I was looking forward to seeing. I noticed, as I said before, as The Rock was making his entrance, Bret Hart really started mouthing off at The Rock. Clearly got some kind of issue with maybe what The Rock said earlier in the night. Maybe he feels that respect is more earned than what The Rock has decided to give. It's quite a abrasive, aggressive speech by The Rock prior to this matchup, though. I can see that definitely not sitting well with a lot of the superstars in the back. Rock insulting every fan that has supported him for so long, basically implying that you're all fickle and you'll turn your back on him as quickly as you did. I mean, obviously there are several occasions where superstars were favored over The Rock, but it's not really a surprise. And I don't know, was The Rock even left off of WrestleMania 2? Is that a true statement? I can't say for sure. I'm actually kind of curious now. Perhaps what he means is he didn't win at WrestleMania.
Oh my, another big elbow. Brett's in trouble. He's been knocked out of the ring again. Oh, what a shot. Now back to the ring. Oh man,
Well, if he was. He definitely wasn't in the light heavyweight title match. No, he wasn't in the tag match. He wasn't in the hardcore title match. He wasn't in the Intercontinental title. Or the World Tag. Definitely not the women's. Wasn't in the European. Wasn't in the East. Oh yeah, I guess Rock was lifted off the WrestleMania 2. True statement. And I will say, 2010 and the start of 2011 was a very storied time for The Rock. A lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on the line for The Rock throughout that time period. Had to give up his spot in the 2011 Royal Rumble WWE title match. What are you doing, Rock? The table's over there. Oh, that's what we're doing. Brian Pillman. Suplex, okay. It's a broken table, Pillman. You can't put him through that. Cody dragging The Rock over the ropes. The Rock fighting back, and oh boy. Still fixating on this one. Poor Cody. Flapjack there by Brian Pillman to Bret Hart on the outside. We have got 1 minute remaining on this match, and if it hits that time limit, none of these guys will qualify for Money in the Bank. Table strike across the face of The Rock.
I've got a feeling that Soup's going to be on his diet for the foreseeable future. Wow, what a sequence. Cody takes too many of those.
Clothesline by The Rock as he lays out Cody Rhodes.
Into the tie-up. Who's going to get the upper hand? And can you believe that impact?
And The Rock trying desperately to put Cody through a table with only 15 seconds on the clock. I don't think any of these guys are headed to Money in the Bank at this rate, unfortunately. Bulldog by Bret Hart. Rock now. Going in. Got Cody set up. There's only 2 seconds on the clock, and there it is. Unfortunately, this one ends in a draw. None of these superstars are headed to Money in the Bank. What does this mean now? These four confused in the ring at what's going down, but here he comes. Here comes the boss. I guess he's going to try and resolve this one. Hold on a minute, everyone. Hold on. It's not going down like this. We are finding out one of you four to be taking part in the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match, which is why I order this match to now restart as a pinfall and submission elimination four-way. May the best man win. Well, you heard it from the mouth of the boss himself. This match has been restarted, given an extra 30 minutes on the clock, and already these four are all tying up all over again. One of these guys is going into the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. That table match stipulation clearly just not one that McMahon was happy with, and it looks like these four are going to continue to face off despite the last 20 minutes. In an elimination style matchup, that means pinfall submissions all available. This match can go any way possible over the next 30 minutes. But they are trying to make sure one of these guys join the other three in qualifying for the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. And I'm glad to see it. These are four great stars. One of these guys should definitely advance. Submission holds applied here. Of course, there has been a lot of wear and tear in this matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a submission. You never know what's going to cause someone to tap out at this point in time. Yep, Cody Rhodes having to submit after all the damage that's been done. I mean, you know, we're 20 minutes deep into these four fighting with each other. It's no surprise that eliminations would come quite quickly. Cody Rhodes walking away from this one as we are now down to just 3. The Intercontinental Champion, The Rock, as well as Brian Pillman and Bret Hart. Seems like The Rock has really got it out for Bret Hart. Take down The Rock there, that spine buster. Kick to the midsection, Brian Pillman, Bret Hart, clearly both agreeing to target The Rock, the Intercontinental Champion. Someone you want to pick up a victory over. Rock now. Got Bret Hart caught there. Works the arm. And there's that DDT. I always go to call that bulldog. I'm not entirely sure why.
I don't know about the way he's holding his arm.
Like this is 2 versus 1 right now. These two seem pretty fixated on the Intercontinental Champion. You see Bret Hart there favoring that arm. I mean, obviously, as I say, this match has been going on for quite some time. It's no surprise that the damage would start to show so quickly for these guys. Bret Hart getting the Intercontinental Champion set up on the top. Is he going to connect with this big superplex? He got him. I'd go in for the cover right now. I'd try to pin The Rock. He's taking a lot of damage in this match. And hang on, Pillman turning on Bret. Every man for himself. Oh boy, what is the... Oh no. Rock going on to the outside. Bret Hart over the shoulder. Oh my god! We saw that exact move. That exact move right there. Take Justin Gabriel out. At the hands of the Miz in the past. Is Bret Hart going to be okay? I mean, I guess so. He's getting to his feet, but he can't be 100% right now. There's just no way. Rock and Brian Pillman seem to really be slowing down here. Bret Hart somehow still fighting through the pain. Really wants to qualify for the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match, and who can blame him? These two seem fixated on trying to outnumber The Rock as he welcomes Bret Hart back into the ring. Brian Pillman catched him off guard. Clearly some kind of allegiance being formed here between Bret and Pillman. Pillman dragging The Rock away. Is he going to be able to get a pinfall victory over the Intercontinental Champion? No. Rock able to kick out. Takes it to the corner with a drop kick. Cody Rhodes so quick to be eliminated from this one, but these three seem to have really slowed the pace down almost instantly. As I say, 2-on-1 situation. Bret knows he can't trust Brian Pillman, but at the same time, you know, these guys seem to really be able to see eye to eye with each other. Side suplex takes down The Rock. Bret Hart. Brian Pillman jumping in with a pinfall. Trying to get a victory over the Intercontinental Champion. And Bret says, no, this is how it's done. Bret, of course, still not able to get the pinfall. The Intercontinental Champion. You know, you may not like his new attitude, but he has the heart. No pun intended. Drop kick to the chest of The Rock. Look at the way these two are now outnumbering the Intercontinental Champion. If you're The Rock, how are you overcoming this situation? How are you making it out of this one? I just don't think you can. Bret Hart going in for the cover. Is this going to be it? No. Really not the situation I was expecting to see The Rock in here tonight, but he is somehow managing to fight back. And that's the thing, is these fans, they support The Rock despite his recent words. Brian Pillman now, what's he going to do here? Ooh, side superplex from the second rope. That's got to be it. The Rock's got to be done. There you go, Brian Pillman eliminating the Intercontinental Champion. You got to think that may be a title shot down the line. Huge pinfall victory here tonight for Pillman. Got a lot of that to credit to Bret Hart, though. What a move by Brian Pillman. Is Pillman going to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match off of that move? I would definitely believe it. No. Bret Hart seems to be getting worn down by Pillman, who is really showing a mean streak in this matchup. Pillman now setting Bret Hart up. Oh no. Oh, not again. Bret has already taken one of these. Another vicious superplex to the outside. My God, that's got to be it. Please, Pillman, just go for the pin. Bret is another human being. You need to let this one end. I know you're the loose cannon. I know you're unstable. I know you get a little bit of enjoyment from hurting people like this, but come on, enough is enough. Brian Pillman taunting Bret Hart as he seems to be getting back up to his feet. And as I say, Pillman seems to be enjoying this. Ooh, leg sweep on the concrete. Just go for the pin. There you go. Brian Pillman into the cover. And that's a victory over the Hitman. And Brian Pillman now joins Booker T, Justin Gabriel, and Shane McMahon in the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. You got to give credit to Bret Hart for lasting so long. But whether you love him or hate him, you got to give credit to The Rock for standing up to both Brian Pillman and Bret Hart in that 2-on-1 situation. Odds were down, they were against him, and he still fought as hard as he could. But it is Brian Pillman who is headed to the Money in the Bank ladder match, and that is becoming a very interesting ladder match surrounded by opportunity for everyone who takes part. No former world champions in that one. Just a lot of hungry talent. 2 more spots available, and they'll be filled in the next couple of weeks. But for now, we move towards our next match of the night. Who is Heath Slater going to find his allegiance in? Will it be Wade Barrett? Will it be Justin Gabriel? We find out next. Well, this is a big moment for this young man. Heath Slater has been put in a very tough situation. It is down to him to decide which one of these two he wants to be aligned with. He is carrying his spirits high here tonight. The fans are very strongly behind Heath Slater. He has really grown as a fan favorite ever since his performance over the limit about a month or so ago now, I suppose. But who will he choose to align with?
From Manchester, England, weighing 246 pounds,
Wade Barrett, a former European champion, a former United States champion, tag team champion, yet to win the big one, the WWE Championship at the top of the mountain. But here tonight is not about that. Here tonight, Wade Barrett is looking to become a contender for the World Tag Team Championship. Simply put, Heath Slater is the #1 contender to the World Tag Team titles. He will be given a shot next week against the Disciples of Darkness. And it is Slater's choice here tonight who he wants as his tag team partner next week, who he wants as his partner going forward. Or will he simply call it down the middle? Interestingly enough, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, they are not wearing matching gear like they traditionally would. That could be an alarming sign. Say, actually, Slater's gear is somewhere between the two of them. It doesn't really give any kind of indication as to who he's aligned with. Barrett there with the black and orange, and Gabriel with the red and black, and Slater with the brown. He's not really... He's kind of sat in between with that gear, really. That doesn't give you any indication of what side he falls on at all. But by the end of this match, we should know where he stands. Very quick attack there by Justin Gabriel, who was jumped by Wade Barrett last week on Raw, prior to an Intercontinental Championship bout between Justin Gabriel and The Miz, which led to The Rock getting that shot instead. And as we heard here tonight, The Rock took great pleasure in taking something away from Justin Gabriel after all that Gabriel has done to The Rock in the past. And I can't deny that there is definitely some history between Gabriel and The Rock, and that Gabriel really doesn't come off with the best past in mind, but that is a very different man to who you see here tonight. I think Justin Gabriel has done a lot of maturing over the last few months since coming here to Raw, and I think he's really grown as an individual. I think the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match could be the beginning of Justin Gabriel, the world champion. Has Wade Barrett gotten into the head of Heath Slater, though? That is the question. The referee, Heath Slater, very conflicted in this matchup. Friends with both these two, from what I'm to understand. Well, at least he's considering being friends with Wade Barrett. I don't think they've ever really been involved with one another prior to tonight. But Barrett has been trying to overthrow Gabriel, take over the core. It's literally just a team name. It's simply the combination of Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, but Barrett wanted to make it so much more. Of course, Barrett is no stranger to complete and utter domination here on Raw, you know, brand superiority and all that. He has at one point been the general manager, not the general manager, sorry, I don't know where that came from. He has been at one point linked to a group that terrorized Monday nights, and of course talking about the United Kingdom. Wade Barrett was European champion as well as World Tag Team champion during his time in that group. Him, McIntyre, Sheamus, and Regal really ran this place for quite a long time.
What an incredible suplex.
Justin Gabriel catching Wade Barrett by the head there as he drops him down. Jawbreaker. Great competition between these two to kind of start things off, and so far the referee seems to be staring out into space. Heath Slater doesn't really seem to know what side of the fence he wants to fall on. I was say, this is going to be a really tough one for him. This is going to alter his entire career direction going forward. Of course, the World Tag Team Championship on the line next week. This could be the man he is winning the championship with next week. A lot changes. All remains the same, quite frankly. He continues to associate with Justin Gabriel in this one. And he's had no reason not to trust Justin Gabriel other than what Wade Barrett has pointed out, which is that Gabriel has been kind of more focused on himself and his own rise to the top. And admittedly, yes, at points Slater has fallen behind. But Justin Gabriel can't exactly win the WWE title with Heath Slater. It's not his fault. Now this is an incredibly long episode of Monday Night Raw here tonight. Had it all though, Tiny Shiny and Layla forming an alliance of some sort. X-Pac winning the Light Heavyweight Championship. Brian Pillman with a career-defining performance, including capturing a spot in the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm told that next week he will face The Rock for the Intercontinental Championship. Stacked episode of Raw coming your way next week. The Rock and Brian Pillman for the Intercontinental title. The Core for the World Tag titles against Disciples of Darkness. Another Raw Roulette matchup, I'm sure. And perhaps more to come in due time. Up next, we've got the WWE Champion himself, Randy Orton, the big man. Going to be facing off against Vader after his boys Cody and Ted put him on the shelf with an injury. I mean, here's the problem, right? We've been told that basically whoever Heath Slater counts the 3 count for, that's his partner going forward. What if the guy just decides to call it down the middle? You know, what if he wants to be Justin Gabriel's friend, but he also wants to be a fair referee, and in doing so, he counts the 3 count against Justin Gabriel? Sorry for the squeaky chair. I really can't sit still. Justin Gabriel looking for the not good move that he does occasionally. more often than he does his actual finisher. There it is. The disappointment as he goes for the cover. Heath Slater has a very slow count. That is an alarmingly slow count. Interesting. We may have just gotten a look into who Heath Slater is siding with in this matchup. That was a very slow one. Submission hold here. Is Heath Slater going to be a fair referee? Seems to just be bouncing off the ropes. He wasn't even paying attention to the submission hold. Here's the cover again. Again, quite a slow one there. I mean, that could just be his way of official. Oh, here we go. Roll up by Justin Gabriel. Again, it's a little bit interesting. I'm starting to notice that with each one of these pin attempts by Gabriel, we are getting a slow count from Heath Slater. Is he making that decision? Has he already chosen who he sides with? Here's the cover again. Heath Slater. That seemed like a fairly normal one there. Drops him down. The cover attempt, Slater. Very ordinary one count there. Really nothing suspicious about it. Yeah, I gotta say, perhaps we're just not used to the pace in which Slater counts. I mean, you know, he's not exactly a professional referee. He doesn't know how this all works. Submission hold applied on Wade Barrett. Are we gonna see a submission from Barrett? Gotta say, so far Heath Slater seems very impartial, actually. At first I was starting to think that he was in favor of Wade Barrett, but thinking on it, I think he's just trying to call this one fairly down the middle, as I said before. Barrett caught Gabriel. Oh, here we go. Wasteland connecting on Justin Gabriel. Here's the cover. Hands are in the ropes. That was just a one count anyway. Yeah, I think Heath Slater may just be simply calling this one as he sees it. Seems pretty 50-50 to me. Justin Gabriel running over to the corner. 450 splash, the finishing move of Justin Gabriel. Here's the cover. And yeah, just a standard 3 count. No fast count required. Justin Gabriel defeating Wade Barrett clean. His buddy Heath Slater may have counted the 3 count. Oh, hold on. Justin Gabriel. I think maybe Wade Barrett might have been right about him. He really swiped the arm away from Heath Slater there. Well, I hope those two can work things out. Oh, hold on. Justin, come on. You don't need to do this. Even Slater's like, I'm your tag team partner. Well, next week those two face off for the World Tag Team titles. Maybe Justin Gabriel getting a little bit too big for his boots with that victory. I don't know what's going on. Randy Orton makes his way to the ring here tonight, WWE Championship and all. And as we know, in a couple weeks' time at Money in the Bank, he'll be defending that thing against Kevin Nash. But if Vader is able to defeat Randy Orton here tonight, that match could change. One extra could be thrown into the mix. And it makes you wonder the outcome of that is going to be. Can Vader qualify for the WWE Championship match by defeating Randy Orton here tonight, by paying him back for that assault by the Legacy on Vader a few weeks ago?
And approaching the ring, representing the power trip from the Rocky Mountains, weighing 456 pounds, the man they call Vader.
Vader comes down to the ring here tonight, and I gotta say, this is definitely not a man you want to mess with. But that is exactly what the Legacy did. They bit off more than they could chew, if you ask me. And I gotta say, the Power Trip, they got a mean streak behind them. 2-time World Tag Team Champions. Yes, they've been on a bit of a downward spiral as of late, but I feel like they could bounce back. Fans seem pretty happy to see this guy back in action. I feel like Kevin Nash could beat the two in a 2-on-1. Who's to say the Power Trip couldn't beat them, including Randy Orton, in a 2-on-3? Here we go, 20-minute time limit. Vader and Randy Orton. Orton symbolically wearing the colors of the Power Trip, that black and red color combo for this matchup here tonight. Really trying to get in the head of his opponent. Can Randy Orton beat the Mastodon? Vader is another worldly level competitor. He is a beast, a former ECW World Champion. At one point, I truly believed he was going to be World Heavyweight Champion here on Raw. I just couldn't quite get the job done against Sheamus.
Nobody home for that one. Controlling the head. Orton into the headlock. Vader has the headlock.
As I say, a very, very long episode of Raw here tonight. We're at an hour and a half in my recording length. I don't know what it's actually going to be at the moment in the video, but I think we'll definitely be over the hour mark at the very least. Crazy to think.
Randy Orton acknowledges that he can be sick and twisted. And indeed, he is just that. And those fists just kept flying.
Orton in control of Vader to start this one off, and expect nothing less of the WWE Champion. He's a great competitor in and of his own right.
He was born to do this.
Next week we got a very big edition of Monday Night Raw. We've been told that the World Tag Team titles will be on the line. The Disciples of Darkness will face off against Slater and Gabriel. We'll be very interested to see how those two coincide after Gabriel kind of mouthed off at Heath Slater. Can't tell if maybe that was just a little bit of personal offense from the fact that Slater even considered a slow count. He was even considering at any point working with Wade Barrett. Or I don't really know what that's all about, but Justin Gabriel really had a thing or two to say in the face of Heath Slater. If only I could read lips. Intercontinental Championship also on the line next week in a triple threat match. We've been told that Bret Hart has been added to the equation after the undeniable intensity between those three. The Rock's Intercontinental title will be on the line. He'll be facing off against Brian Pillman and Bret Hart. That is a very tough first challenge for a man who will only be 2 weeks deep into his Intercontinental Championship reign come next week. Of course, with that, you know that means The Rock will not be in next week's Money in the Bank qualifying Raw Roulette matchup. We've also been told that the Women's Championship will be defended at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. One of 4 lucky women will be facing off against Tiny Shiny. It will be the Trish Stratus, Natalya, the former Women's Champion Kelly, or believe it or not, despite not having earned it at all, Stephanie McMahon being a possibility in that 4-way matchup, and I have a funny feeling I know who's going to somehow come out on top in that one.
We're in the feeling out process here. Who's going to get the advantage and maintain control?
Very stacked episode of Monday Night Raw as we draw closer and closer to Money in the Bank. The hype is getting real for that event. Clubs down in the head of Vader and Randy Orton. Vicious in his attack. I wonder if Vader is actually 100% or if he decided to rush returning to the ring here tonight so he could get his hands on Orton just that little bit sooner. We know that Vader doesn't exactly think too hard about some of his actions, the consequences they may have. He simply does what his brain tells him to, and it is as simple as that. Big man in control of Randy Orton, two-time World Tag Team Champion, a former ECW Champion. To say Vader has really had an accomplished career.
That chop turning his chest to deep purple.
Can't help but wonder if we'll be adding another one to that at Money in the Bank. If he can win against Orton here tonight, we could be seeing Vader in that match. Vader, Kevin Nash, Orton in a triple threat. Vader charges in. Orton turns it around. Strike to the face. Vader turns things around. Crushing Randy Orton in the corner.
And Randy takes a hard shot. Vader has the arm.
Wow. Working over the arm there. Vader in control still. Clothesline flattens Randy Orton.
Standing match. You're tuned into Monday Night Raw, live and in high definition. Vader squeezing down on the head. An elbow. Tie up. This is about skill and power. These superstars are so unpredictable. I'm having a hard time figuring out what they're going to do next.
Vader working over the arm of Randy Orton as the WWE Champion seems to be in trouble, but he strikes back once again. Just randomly looking over the ropes too.
The quick kick.
Orton going in for a quick clothesline. Vader against the ropes. Turns things around. Goes to crush Orton in the corner there, but no. Orton now setting Vader up on the top rope. What are we going to see here? Orton elevated DDT.
After all of these shots to the head, I've got a feeling that soup's going to be on his diet for the
Randy
foreseeable
Orton has really been very physical, very hands-on with the Mastodon. I gotta say, this is looking very favorable for Randy Orton.
Too slow.
Into the corner.
Absolutely everything
And
they've
Vader, okay. Catches Orton by the arm, works it over.
I don't think so. Man, this is one of those matches you just like to sit back and enjoy watching. Man, did you hear that? Echoing throughout the arena. Vader's in trouble.
Orton now sending Vader into the ring.
Back into the
Randy
ring now.
Orton continues this mean streak. Continues to be in control. Still to this day, I can't really wrap my head around why it is that Randy Orton led Cody and Ted on the backstage assault on Vader a few weeks ago.
We've seen stars after that.
I really can't figure out exactly what the motivation behind that was.
Bit of a test of strength.
Nonetheless, Orton has definitely gotten into the head of Kevin Nash quite a bit. He was a man of his word last week. The Legacy did not attack Kevin Nash backstage.
Into the headlock.
I wonder exactly how Kevin Nash managed to prevent Randy from doing that.
Missed him. Has the headlock. Wow, what a sequence. Oh, clothesline.
Big clothesline drops Vader as we see a cover attempt here from Randy Orton. Nope, it's the one.
This has been a war. Oh, look how groggy
Vader
he
looking
looks.
pretty
He's
worn
in
out now.
desperation here.
The WWE Champion still very fresh. We've seen how he has managed to endure in these longer matches. His WWE Championship battle with John Cena at Over the Limit being a classic.
Lights up his chest with a chop. Got the arm up. There's a good reason that's called a backbreaker. It can snap your spine. Oh no! Oh!
Looking over the arm, Randy Orton now. Oh boy, here we go. Big knee drop to the head of Vader as Randy Orton continues
This is great.
to lay into Vader. Oh, right to the eye. Orton catches it. Oh, here we go. RKO. That's got to be it. That has got to be it. And a stomp for good measure. Randy Orton drops Vader with an RKO. That has got to be the end of that one. Oh my god. There is definitely motivation pushing Vader through to keep competing after that. Not a lot of people kick out of the RKO.
Vader squeezing down on the head. Nice dodge there. Vader controlling the head.
Vader working over the arm of Randy Orton.
What a kick that was. Orton delivered that like a shot.
These two really coming out here with the goal to steal the show tonight, but unfortunately Vader just doesn't seem to be in the right mind space right now. He's not able to wear Orton down like he normally is. Orton seems to almost be able to ground the big man and get the best of him at every given turn.
He was one step ahead on that one. Orton with the arm. What a reversal. A suplex like that takes a lot of power and delivers a lot of impact. Oh, big elbow. That should do it. And there's the leg drop. Missed him. Into the headlock.
Missed him.
An incredible series of moves there. Nobody's budging an inch in this one. Look at these two jockey for position. Oh, big elbow.
Okay, I thought maybe we were going to see a punt kick from Randy Orton. Orton again with the Thez press, continuing to attack. I noticed there's a lot of blood around one of the eyes of Vader, obviously with that mask. You can't always see when certain superstars get busted open, but I think it's safe to say Vader is. Randy Orton is just continually targeting the bloodied face of Vader. He has found a weak spot, and he is just going for it.
Boy, he was able to reverse and get out of that. Vader has the headlock. Controlling the waist. Vader. Oh, Orton may have broken a few ribs there.
Randy Orton taking Vader to the center of the ring, and just a 1 count.
The Viper squeezing down on the head. Vader controlling the head.
What a battle between these guys as Vader is really wearing out
Oh my word.
Randy Orton.
Nasty headbutt. A battle of wills now.
Starting to see perhaps the turn. I mean, I think maybe the thing is about Vader is, yeah, he's not doing a lot of damage to Orton, but perhaps he's tiring him out. Perhaps there's an endurance strategy at play here. I wonder if Randy Orton is perhaps getting tired at all of having to throw around a 400-pound man.
Hooking away.
Another cover attempt, another one.
And did you hear the impact on that kick?
Randy Orton working over the arm.
A swift kick. He may have to tap out right here.
Submission hold applied. Vader trying to escape, and he does. Up to his feet, fighting back. Kick to the head of Vader as Randy Orton continues to assert his dominance in this matchup. This has almost been 13 straight minutes of Randy Orton on the offense. You notice how hurt one man is, whilst the other one, he's taken the odd move or two, but Randy Orton, for the most part, I'd say he's still pretty fresh, you know, a good 80-70% at worst. Vader has got to be running on, what, 20, 30 best? Like, there's no way he's got too much left in the tank. Randy Orton has been beating the hell out of him in this matchup.
Quick thinking to avoid that. The Viper.
We are another RKO away from this one being over, if you ask me.
And there's the reversal. Vader controlling the waist.
Vader just continues to try and fight back at every given turn. Kevin Nash has decided to really sit back and let this one go on. And if I was Nash, if I was Vader's tag team partner, I don't know that I would be sitting back and letting Vader deal with this. This has been rough. Ooh, Vader is clearly not 100% right now. Good to think what one could have even been thinking of there as Vader takes the fight back into control. Drops with that headbutt. Catches the arm of Orton. Vader now working over the arm some more. Got Orton from behind. What's Vader gonna do? He's gonna send him into the corner. Okay. Set Orton up on the top rope. What are we gonna see next from Vader? The big man is in control. Side suplex. Dropping Randy Orton back inside the ring. Vader now. Oh, hold on a minute. This could be the game changer. Vader bomb, center of the ring. One of the most vicious power bombs in the business. And Randy Orton kicks out at 1.
Oh, his back crashing into the ground. He anticipated that move perfectly.
Vader is a beast, but Randy Orton is clearly some kind of beast slayer. I mean, he's not getting one out.
What a deadly submission hold this is.
Submission hold now coming into effect here by Vader as he's got both arms of Orton caught. How do you fight back? I guess that's how. You roll him over and you knee him in the head. The more you know. Vader has really turned this match around. This was Randy Orton's match for such a long time. Over 10 minutes of this match was all Randy Orton. But as I said before, I felt like maybe Vader was playing an endurance game. Take as much of a beating as you can. You know what you're capable of withstanding. Vader is a very, very durable guy. He may be bleeding, he may be hurt, but he just keeps on fighting. He knows if he beats Randy Orton tonight, he joins that WWE Championship match at Money in the Bank. Sure, he may be stepping on Kevin Nash's toes if he does, but you know what else? He could be one step closer to finally becoming WWE Champion. Something he has tried for such a long time to achieve. Vader is up on the apron. He is getting back into the ring. Orton catching him, but again, Vader with the fight back. This amount of energy has just come out of nowhere for Vader. He is in full force right now. Orton back to his feet. Vader's blood all over the back of Orton's hand I saw there. It was not a pretty sight. Uppercut. Randy seriously going to try and force a submission out of the big man, try to humiliate him.
And he wills his way out. You're in trouble now.
Uh-oh. Randy's second RKO. That has got to be the finishing point. Cover attempt here by... Oh! What?
What an impact from that kick. Randy Orton seems to be relishing in this.
Randy Orton, 2 RKOs, and Vader is still somehow fighting back. Knee to the head.
He's got it locked in. Will this be it?
Vader now going to try and force a submission from Randy Orton. We have got 2 minutes left on this matchup. Are we going to see another time limit draw on our hands?
Over the years, Randy Orton's racked up a boatload of sins, and he's paying for all of them tonight. Oh my gosh. And here's a cover.
Cover attempt by Vader, just a 1.
And that one hurt his hand. Not this time. And there's the submission.
Randy going in for a sleeper hold on Vader. Is he gonna pass this guy out? Is he gonna be able to get the victory perhaps this way? Vader has lost a lot of blood. This could be the finishing point. He has lost a lot of blood, and that is forcing it to rush. No! Stunner. We've got 1 minute left of this match.
Not today, too fast.
Well, this is a time limit draw. Belly to belly suplex. 50 seconds.
Ow, what an elbow.
Randy Orton fighting back to his feet. Vader still in control. Power slam.
How do you beat an opponent that can do that to you?
Flattens the Apex Predator as we see another submission hold here with just 30 seconds on the clock. Is Randy Orton going to be forced to submit in this non-title match? 20 seconds. How long can he hold this submission for? 15. Orton. Side suplex. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. Go for a pin, Randy. It's all you can do at this point. Submission hold applied. And that is it. Another time limit draw. Unfortunately, we do not have a result here. I don't know what this means in regards to Money in the Bank. In regards to the WWE Championship situation, nothing was really resolved here. It is down to McMahon to, I guess, try and figure this one out next week. But we are out of time. We can't keep going right now. Thank you for joining me for this incredibly lengthy episode of Monday Night Raw. I'll see you guys next week when things continue to heat up on the road to Money in the Bank. What is going to happen in regards to the WWE Championship, I can't even begin to guess. I'll see you guys next time.